The kitchen of the Ritz-Carlton buzzed with activity as the staff prepared for my mother's 60th birthday celebration. I sat at a small metal table in the corner, exactly where my brother Marcus had insisted I belong, watching servers arrange caviar on silver platters that cost less than my watch. "Comfortable with your people?" Marcus smirked as he swept through the kitchen doors, his Brioni suit a stark contrast to the utilitarian space. "Though I suppose this is a step up from your usual, what do you call it? Your workspace?" My workspace was actually the entire top floor of the most expensive building in Silicon Valley, but Marcus didn't need to know that. Not yet. I adjusted my simple black dress, a handmade piece from a Japanese designer whose waiting list was longer than Marcus's career. "The kitchen suits me fine," I replied softly, checking my phone as another alert came through from my CFO. "Ms. Evans, quantum computing patent approved. Stock value estimated to jump 40% at opening. Current net worth, $8.7 billion and climbing. Still playing with your little app company?" Marcus leaned against a counter, watching staff scurry around him. "You know, Goldman's always looking for junior analysts. Something more respectable than this tech fantasy." I thought about the meeting I'd had last week with Goldman Sachs CEO, where they'd begged to handle my company's IPO. "Thanks, Marcus. I'll keep that in mind." "Olivia." My mother's voice carried through the swinging doors. "Are you still hiding in there with the help? The Andersons are asking about you." The Andersons, whose investment firm had tried desperately to get a meeting with the mysterious CEO of Phoenix Technologies. They had no idea that same CEO was being relegated to the kitchen at their friend's birthday party. "Let them ask," Marcus waved dismissively. "Better they think you're sick than know you're. What was it you told Dad last Christmas? Revolutionizing artificial intelligence?" He laughed at his own joke, not knowing that Phoenix Technologies had just revolutionized not just AI but the entire tech industry. The quantum computing breakthrough we'd announced tomorrow would change everything. My phone buzzed again. This time it was Lisa, my chief of security. "Forbes article ready to go live. Your identity as Phoenix Technologies founder will be revealed in exactly 45 minutes. All major networks standing by." "Olivia." My mother appeared in the doorway, her expensive dress rustling against the industrial kitchen equipment. "At least try to look presentable. The staff is better dressed than you are." I glanced down at my simple dress that cost more than her entire wardrobe. "Sorry, Mother. This was the best I could do." "The best she could do," Marcus repeated mockingly to our mother. "Just like that startup is the best she could do after dropping out of the Morgan Stanley training program." I'd left Morgan Stanley because I'd already developed the algorithm that would become Phoenix's foundation. The same algorithm that had just been valued at $12 billion. "Ms. Evans," another message flashed across my phone. "Final paperwork complete on the Morgan Stanley acquisition. You now own 51% of your brother's employer." I smiled, thinking about tomorrow's board meeting where Marcus would learn that his failing sister was now effectively his boss. "Still taking the bus to work?" Marcus continued, helping himself to a champagne flute meant for guests. "Though I suppose you can't afford much else with your, what did you call it? Your developing technology?" The bus was actually part of Phoenix's autonomous vehicle testing program. As for developing technology, we just completed a quantum computing breakthrough that would make traditional banking obsolete. "Look at her," I heard my mother tell Marcus as they headed back to the party. "Sitting in the kitchen while we celebrate. Maybe this will finally make her understand that tech dreams don't equal real success." Real success. Like the artificial intelligence platform that had just made me the youngest self-made billionaire in history. But here I sat among the kitchen staff, playing the role they'd assigned me. "Ms. Evans," Lisa's voice came through my earpiece. "The Forbes article is prepped. Your photo is confirmed. The world is about to learn that Phoenix Technologies' mysterious founder has been hiding in plain sight." I checked my watch, a subtle Patek Philippe that cost more than Marcus's annual bonus. 30 minutes until the article went live. 30 minutes until they learned that the daughter they'd banished to the kitchen was about to become the most talked-about person in the tech world. "Where you belong," Marcus's voice echoed from earlier. I smiled, thinking about how quickly belonging could change. Sometimes the best revenge isn't just success. It's success they never saw coming. The kitchen staff moved around me with practiced efficiency, their choreographed movements a stark contrast to the chaos about to unfold. Through my earpiece, Lisa was counting down to the Forbes release. 20 minutes, Ms. Evans. CNN, Bloomberg, and CNBC all standing by. Your net worth calculations have been updated to include this morning's patent approval. Marcus burst back through the doors, his self-importance filling the kitchen. Olivia. Mother says if you're going to hide in here, at least make yourself useful. The Morgan Stanley partners need their drinks refreshed. The Morgan Stanley partners, who would soon learn that their firm was now controlled by the woman they dismissed as a dropout. Of course, brother dear, I said, rising from my metal chair. Anything to help your important guests. Ms. Evans, Lisa's voice interrupted. The quantum computing announcement has leaked. Tech stocks are freezing across all exchanges. Your net worth just jumped another $1 billion. Through the kitchen service window, I could see my father holding court in the ballroom, probably bragging about Marcus's recent promotion to vice president. If only he knew that his daughter now owned the bank that had just promoted his precious son. Still dreaming about your tech empire? Marcus smirked, adjusting his gold cufflinks, cheap replicas of the ones I'd been gifted by the Emirates royal family. I heard your little startup was looking for funding. Maybe I can spare some of my bonus for my baby sister. My phone lit up with another message. Emergency. All major financial networks requesting comment on Phoenix Technologies' quantum breakthrough. Your identity reveal timeline has been accelerated. 10 minutes, Lisa warned in my ear. Mother appeared again, her face pinched with familiar disappointment. Olivia, stop checking that phone. This isn't one of your computer game meetings. My computer game meetings had revolutionized modern computing. Phoenix's market cap had just hit $100 billion, while Marcus's entire division at Morgan Stanley managed barely a fraction of that. Ms. Evans, my CFO's voice joined the chorus in my earpiece. Morgan Stanley's board is assembled for the ownership announcement. Your brother's department is first for restructuring. 5 minutes, Lisa updated. I could hear Marcus in the ballroom, his voice carrying through the service window. Of course, as VP of digital banking, I can tell you that these small tech startups don't stand a chance. Real banking requires. His voice trailed off as his phone buzzed. Mine buzzed too, along with every other device in the building. The Forbes article had dropped early. Through the window, I watched as Marcus's face went from confident to confused to ashen. His phone clattered to the marble floor as the headline flashed across its screen. Phoenix Technologies founder revealed. Olivia Evans becomes world's youngest tech billionaire at 27. Ms. Evans, Lisa said calmly, all networks are live. Your photo is trending globally. Morgan Stanley's stock has frozen due to trading volume. The kitchen doors burst open as Marcus stumbled in, his perfect composure shattered. This is a mistake, he stammered, holding up his phone with trembling hands. It says you're worth $13.2 billion as of 3 minutes ago, I finished for him, standing up from my metal table. Though with the quantum computing announcement, that number's probably outdated already. Mother appeared behind him, her face white. Olivia? What's happening? The Andersons are showing me some article. Oh, that, I smiled, smoothing down my designer dress that suddenly everyone recognized. Just the announcement that Phoenix Technologies has revolutionized quantum computing. And that its founder has been sitting in your kitchen. Through the kitchen window, I could see the party descending into chaos. Guests were huddled around phones and tablets, their faces a mix of shock and disbelief as my photo appeared on every major news network. But you take the bus. Marcus sputtered, his world visibly crumbling. You live in that tiny apartment downtown. The bus company? I own it. Part of our autonomous vehicle division. I checked my phone casually. And that tiny apartment is actually the entire west wing of Phoenix Tower. The building your bank tried to lease last month, before I denied the application. Morgan Stanley. Marcus whispered, the implications finally hitting him. The ownership change announcement today. Yes, about that, I smiled. Congratulations on your promotion to VP, by the way. Though I'm afraid that position won't exist after tomorrow's restructuring. The new owner has different plans. New owner. Mother's voice cracked. Phoenix Technologies now controls 51% of Morgan Stanley, I explained, watching their faces. Which means technically Marcus has been working for me since 9 a.m. this morning. The kitchen staff had stopped pretending to work, their eyes darting between me and my shell-shocked family. Through my earpiece, Lisa continued her updates. Your net worth just hit $14 billion. The quantum computing announcement is breaking records for social media engagement. Ms. Evans, the head chef interrupted, suddenly recognizing who I was. Would you prefer to move to the main dining room? The kitchen suits me fine, I replied, enjoying the irony. Though I suppose I should mention, I bought the Ritz-Carlton chain last week. Just haven't gotten around to announcing it yet. Mother grabbed the counter for support. The hotel? Hotels plural. Along with most of the premium properties in the city. I checked my watch again. Including the building where your country club is headquartered, Mother. The one that rejected my membership last year for being unsuitably employed. Marcus's phone kept buzzing with increasingly frantic messages from his colleagues. The Morgan Stanley takeover was now public, and everyone wanted to know about his connection to the mysterious tech billionaire. All those times, he muttered, all those times you sat in kitchens and back rooms during family events. I was building an empire, I finished for him. One that just made your entire banking career obsolete with a single quantum computing breakthrough. The kitchen doors swung open again as my father burst in, his face red with a mix of anger and desperation. Olivia, what is the meaning of? But before he could finish, every screen in the building lit up with breaking news. Phoenix Technologies revolutionizes banking with quantum breakthrough. Morgan Stanley acquired by tech wunderkind Olivia Evans. World's youngest billionaire reveals identity at mother's birthday party. The kitchen had become surprisingly crowded as party guests pressed against the doors, struggling to get a glimpse of the billionaire they'd ignored all evening. My father stood frozen, his tirade forgotten as Bloomberg displayed my net worth ticker in real time. $15.1 billion and rising, I noted casually, checking my phone. The quantum computing announcement is exceeding expectations. All this time, Father's voice was barely a whisper. While we thought you were failing, I was succeeding, I finished. Phoenix Technologies. 17 subsidiaries. Operations in 52 countries. And as of this morning, the most valuable quantum computing patent in history. Marcus had collapsed onto my vacated kitchen chair, his Brioni suit wrinkled, his Morgan Stanley Idaho badge suddenly looking very irrelevant. The autonomous vehicle program. The AI development. All those computer games you mocked? I smiled. They're now worth more than Morgan Stanley's entire market cap. Speaking of which, your resignation letter is already drafted. I don't think having my brother as a VP suits Phoenix's new direction. Ms. Evans, Lisa's voice came through my earpiece. The Andersons are trying to reach you. Apparently, they're retracting their rejection of your investment proposal from last year. The Andersons? Mother perked up, her social climbing instincts kicking in despite the shock. Darling, why didn't you tell us you knew the Andersons? You mean besides the time you made me use the service entrance at their charity gala? I raised an eyebrow. Or when you told them I was still finding myself, while Marcus explained banking to them? Through the kitchen window, I could see the Andersons themselves trying to push through the crowd, presumably to curry favor with the tech billionaire they dismissed months ago. Olivia, Father stepped forward, his banker's smile plastered on. Surely we can work together now. The family name. The family name? I laughed, the sound echoing off the industrial kitchen equipment. The one you said I was tarnishing with my internet schemes? That family name. My phone buzzed again. Time magazine requesting cover interview, Lisa reported. Title, Kitchen to Boardroom, The Secret Billionaire Who Revolutionized Tech. Speaking of names, I continued, you might want to update your business cards, Father. Phoenix just acquired your firm's main client portfolio. Effective immediately. He staggered back, face ashen. The Peterson account. Along with all the others. Though I particularly enjoyed your presentation last week about how traditional banking will never be disrupted by tech startups. I smiled. That PowerPoint aged poorly, didn't it? Mother, ever the socialite, tried one last time. But darling, all those family events you missed claiming to be working. I was working, Mother. Building the company that just made me the youngest billionaire in history. I gestured to the kitchen around us. Though I suppose I should thank you for all these character-building moments in service areas. They make for a better magazine story. Ms. Evans, my assistant Sarah appeared through the staff entrance. Your helicopter is waiting. The World Economic Forum Committee needs you in Dubai. Helicopter. Marcus croaked. Of course. You didn't think I actually took the bus, did you? Well, except when testing our autonomous systems. I gathered my things, including the phone that had just announced my empire to the world. Before I go, I paused at the door. Mother, about your birthday party? I'm afraid the hotel bill just tripled. Special CO rates. I winked. But I'll comp the kitchen use. For old time's sake. As I walked toward the exit, the main one this time, I heard Marcus whisper, all those times we made her sit with the staff. Oh, and Marcus? I called back. About that junior analyst position you offered? I'm afraid Phoenix doesn't hire from Morgan Stanley anymore. But the kitchen staff is always hiring. Where I belong, remember. The elevator doors closed on their stunned faces, and I ascended toward my waiting helicopter. Sometimes the best revenge isn't just success. It's letting them serve themselves a feast of regret. Sarah, I said as we reached the helipad, send them each a copy of tomorrow's Wall Street Journal. I think they'll enjoy the headline, From Kitchen Seat to Driver's Seat, How Olivia Evans Cooked Up a Tech Empire. After all, some dishes are best served cold.